Alright, so this will like to be the last video on Remnant 2. Typically, if it's not Monster Hunter, I don't make more than 2 videos, usually just one, on a game. See Street Fighter 6 for example, or Skullgirls. So, the issue here with Remnant 2 that was bugging me was the pixelation on the faces. The environments look fine. You see this boat here that looks fine. You know, it looks like something that you can imagine seeing in a movie, or you know what you think a boat would look like. I've never seen an actual boat in real life, so I'm just going off of what movies and pictures and so on show me. But the environment doesn't look too bad. The grass looks a little bit wonky. It's like you can see the pixel. It looks like it has this paper feel to it. It's weird. It doesn't feel solid. But the lighting looks decent, it's serviceable. But the faces now, when you go in on the faces, there's this weird noise. It's almost like someone take a noise filter and put it over the faces. I'm not talking about just the pores as well, right? So the pores are there and cause some amount of disruption in the light and so on. This looks like noise, and if you disable the fake resolution, the image quality does improve, but as you see, it's still noisy, and it looks particularly bad when you come to the shadows from the hair. And of course, the fake resolution only makes this even worse. So I decided to hop into Remnant, the original, and see what the characters look like. Firstly, it's very, very sad that I can make better looking characters in Remnant 1 than Remnant 2. So in Remnant 2 we have progressively regressed, and it's a very weird concept that as technology improves, the characters look uglier and uglier. So I saw people saying that Remnant 2 doesn't look that much different than Remnant 1, and I disagree. At first I disagreed, just going based off memory. But here I can now throw both of these games up side by side, and we can compare which one is better. And compared to Remnant 1, now the texture isn't there, right? So the Remnant 1 face, your face, is a little bit too smooth. It doesn't have the wrinkles and the pores, but the face looks solid. It doesn't look like you have pixels shifting up and down your character's face. Now we're going to hop quickly into the new world. Oh, I also looked at the clothing, right? Because when you look at the shawl for the gunslinger and the shawl for the occultist, right now I'm looking at it face side by side, but in the moment I was thinking, does it really look that different? So it could very well be that there are some parts of the game that doesn't look that different from Remnant 1 to Remnant 2, but I would still say on a whole the environment looks better, right? It has better textures, more stuff in it, and the layout, the environments are more interesting, at least in the one that I have gone into. I've so far gone into Yesha. I know it's unfortunate I'm comparing this to Earth, because Yesha does have more grass and so on, if I recall correctly, and the swamp area as well. I really don't feel like I want to go through all that grinding, but it's possible that Yesha won't look as barren as Earth. It's possible. It is possible now that I think about it. But all in all, I would still see the game. One thing that's weird though is that the grass to me in Remnant 1 looks better than Remnant 2, because it's like a character face. It is clearly defined. It's not, the grass isn't gender fluid. It doesn't flow. It doesn't flow in and out of different states of being. The pixels are where they should be, right? But now looking back at it face to face or side by side comparison, you guys let me know if you think the performance. Oh, speaking of the performance, I found something interesting when looking at the performance of the game. So I looked at it and I saw that my card is only getting low 60s and ultra on the game. So I'm like, wait, is this game that intensive? Because if that is the case, and I'm getting 60 on this, then maybe me getting 40 on the Remnant 2 is actually reasonable, and requiring DLSS is reasonable. But I decided to check out other resolution. I didn't check out the settings. I checked and I realized that the frame rate limiter was not on, so it was unlimited, right? But if you look at my GPU, it's not being maxed out on 1440p. So we can reduce it to 1080p, expect to see some performance gain, and when you look, lo and behold, it's about the same performance in 1080p as 1440p. GPU usage is even lower. Alright, we can go down to 720p. Surely this will have a noticeable nope. So, on a Hail Mary, I'm thinking, hold on. If 1440p, 1080p, and 720p all have the same frame rate, and I still have some overhead at 1440p, what about 4K? Now, this is not a 4K card, so this is purely academic. Lo and behold, the 4K has the same FPS as the 1440p, which is the same FPS as 1080p, which is the same FPS as 720p. There is hardly any difference in FPS between 4K and 720p. In other words, we were sorely mistaken to think that Remnant 2 would have anything approaching decent or acceptable performance. Now, unfortunately, I've passed the 2-hour limit, so I don't think I'll be eligible for a refund on Remnant 2. The mechanic, the act of shooting feels better. The environments are more varied and more interesting. And at least in the area that I've gone to, so far it's only one area, Asia. I think it's Asia. The bosses are actually worse in my opinion. The like one or two that I fought so far didn't give me the same thrill as the first game. But the regular enemies are a noticeable step up. The elites are not. In Remnant 1, whenever you hear that familiar chime that an elite is there, you get tense. Well, at least I get tense. In this, I'm annoyed. Right, I'm annoyed. So, the game is disappointing, to be honest. And I do not know if the game is woke or not yet. I don't know, but I will say this, it does have woke characters and woke undertones. If I'd paid full price for it, I would probably return it in under the hour. Yeah, because the opening was that bad to me. But I think on Epic it was what, $30? Yeah, $30, and the first game had some equity with me because I liked it. So I bought Remnant 2 because of the first game. I can promise you this, because of Remnant 2, I will not buy Remnant 3.